Sounds drive.
So this last week I heard a podcast, and it was a Jen Gottlieb. I'm not sure if I say it right. I know it with my French accent, but it's Jen Gottlieb show, and she received a writer. His name is Steven Pressfield. Do you know him?
Yeah.
Yes, you do. You do.
Yeah.
And they were talking about his life, how it went, and he started to be famous only at 52 something, at his 50s, and how he struggled, and how he did what he did, and the lessons of life for him, how he perceived the creativity in his life. And they were talking about resistance. And for him, resistance is the road to take. When he wants, like when he thinks about a new book, if he has a lot of resistance inside, it's the way to go. It's where he has to go, because as much there's resistance, as much as there's something there that he has to go further. So I wanted to talk about that resistance. How you feel about? How do you feel about that? Do you feel?
That's excellent. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I have actually just something that's happened today, yesterday, like this week-ish, that kind of fits in with that. That I don't know if you've seen on Instagram, but I just finally started like my first like real tangible test piece for a new thing that I want to be doing. And it's got like a black, like one of the panels, it's multi-panels, but one of the panels is just completely black.
Oh.
And it's also not perfect. Remember how my stuff is always perfect, is always like my encaustic work is incredibly smooth, blah, blah, blah. So this time I'm embracing not being perfect. That's a real resistance thing, because I always have in the back of my mind this silly thing of, well, I want people to know that I can do that. Well, yeah, I've got a billion skills that I can do, but at some point I've got to just say, I don't need to wear a billboard on my head that says I can do them. I've got to go for the stuff that I'm resisting doing, which is making things more organic. And also with that black panel, I've already had a friend say she kind of doesn't get it, and why am I doing it? And I, like, to me, right off the bat, as you know me, that shows me I'm on the right path, because because it's not necessarily I'm resisting it, but other people are resisting it. But still me probably too. So I don't like things to be right. And or I mean, I don't want them to follow an exact path that the market says this is what I'm supposed to do. So I'm kind of bucking up against this resistance, but I'm not resisting. It is resistance, but I'm not resisting it, if that makes sense. So I kind of feel like I'm on the right path, because it's a resistance kind of thing, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. No, I get that, Suzanne, that your customer or your public view is one thing. Now when you're changing, they're resisting that, right? Is that kind of what?
Well, that's kind of it, but it's also just the composition and everything. I don't typically have people resist what I put out, as in the composition, as in the, and so I'm really actually kind of good with that. because I'm very adverse to making things that are just pretty pictures,
Right.
And so this shows me I'm on the right track, even though I am resistant to it, because I've got, let's say I want to do a whole big black thing and only this much with color. That's a lot of resistance within me, but you know what? I'm just going to try all this stuff and see what feels good to me. So yeah, that's it for me.
Good. Well, for me, I have this whole series that I want to develop on vessels and dimensional work. And I feel very passionate about it. And I've done a lot of writing and thinking and planning and small models, but I'm really resisting building the larger structures. And I think it's fear. I think it's because I'm afraid that what it work turns out as isn't my vision, isn't the perfection that I'm trying to attain. So I guess it's a bit of fear, but it's also just the pushing back and saying, well, the time isn't right, or I've got to wait, or I need such and such an item to work on, where really I just have to push on through. And it's also something that I've very new, very different way of working for me. So in that way, there's resistance that I'm having there. So how about you, Chantal?
Sorry. Oh, is that what you're going to be working on in your residency?
Yeah.
That's a good spot for that.
I think so. And
That's
Chantal? Yeah.
My resistance is more about my website to sell online and but sell all my paintings that are waiting there. And when I want to do it, there's resistance. There's little voices that says, oh, it's not gonna sell, it's not gonna work, you don't know, you're not good at that. There's all kinds of little voices. And before summer, I talked with a studio, a graphic design, but they do websites, and they have technicians, and they have, they all equipped to make a diagnostic of the website. So I made a call and I asked them, and this weekend she came personally in my studio. I had a art studio visit this weekend, and she listened to what was saying, how I felt about my website, and she was very, very good at listening and trying to understand what's happening. And then she's gonna go back and she's gonna make a study of my website. She's gonna ask for my she's gonna go inside of it, and with a technician, they're gonna. So my resistance when she was talking to me, the voices were there. No, don't stop this. They was stop it right now. It's gonna cost too much. It's not gonna. Your husband's gonna say, don't do that. It's gonna cost money. And I didn't say anything. I was thinking about this resistance thing, and I was thinking to myself, I have to ask for help because it's not my expertise. And I was thinking about Suzanne when you were talking about, go and ask for more help for your graphics. And so I'm praying to the universe that it's gonna work fine. And I listen to the resistance. I know that's there, but I want to make it work. And so my, the thinking of if I think that it's gonna be all right and they're gonna do a good job, and I'm gonna be happy, and those paintings gonna find homes. I have to stick to this and get rid of this resistance thing and those voices. So that's what's happening for me.
I'll bet you there's so much resistance around money. That's such a big one. And I can just say, like, when you're talking about the graphic stuff, yes, just because we can do something, and there's a billion website things out there that make it very easy for us to do websites, but just because it's easy and we have them doesn't mean we should do it, because it takes time away. It gets you frustrated, because then it's in the back of your mind for a year that I'm supposed to do this. Like, I can't stress highly enough to help you get through that resistance and just get it done. Give it to someone else.
Yeah.
And it'll get done. Funny that it'll actually happen.
Yeah, I'm happy that she came. For me, it's like a sign that it's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Interesting. And as we each are speaking about this, I can see or get a sense that we're talking about what we're resisting against, but we're also articulating the solution.
Yes.
We know what we have to do, and it's a matter of just pushing on through and getting that done, right?
And for some of that, like for me, it motivates me when I'm resisting something. Maybe like you said, I can't remember. I think I've read all those Stephen Pressfield books. I can't remember if his whole thing was, but what you were talking about with that he thinks resistance is a good thing. I feel the same way, because when I'm resisting, I know when I'm resisting it because it's a stupid idea, but I think when you're resisting it because it's a good idea, but you just can't get started yet in case it doesn't become as brilliant as you think it's going to be. But so
good. There's so many kinds of resistance.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Good. Well, that's a great summation there.
Yeah.